Hello, my art-loving people out there. So after my last video where I showed you all my sketchbooks, I thought it might be wise to kind of summarize and show you my favorites, which ones I'm getting rid of, and the ones I'm fascinated by. It'll be fairly quick, and I hope you find it interesting. We're going to start with my favorites, ones that every time I want to paint, I think of these and I want to use these to paint in them. First one is the Alkali sketchbook with that delicious soft fabric-like paper. It takes a special way of working with it, but for some reason it's just fascinating and very enjoyable. So I also included the one here that has the slightly thicker, rougher paper because I'm excited to paint in this one as well. Next in my favorites would be any Etcher sketchbook at all. These are just the everyday ones. I love them. I really love the A4. That's the one I've already filled up. And you saw in the last video, I do have another brand new A4, but I'm not going to open it until I get through some of these. And my last favorite, because I had to draw a line somewhere, is the Bao sketchbook. This is 100% cotton, and the paper is just delightful to work on. I just enjoy every moment when I am painting in this sketchbook. So out of all of those, I went through all the stacks, and those are the only ones that I could really say with 100% certainty are just delicious, my favorites. All right, so one that I would have put in my favorites list, except it's not really a favorite sketchbook, it's just a favorite little kit, and it probably shouldn't count maybe in here because I don't really know much about the paper in here yet, but I love this kit. So I wanted to include it. I wanted to at least show it to you. There's something about the size of the kit and how it's just all self-contained and so small that I really love it, and I needed to make sure you guys knew that. This is back in stock now. So when I first released the video on this one, only the bigger size was in stock, but now this one is in stock, and I'll put the link below. You can get 10% off if you use my coupon code from their website directly, which is just as affordable to buy from them as it is from Amazon or anywhere else. So check that link out if you are interested in this cute little size. And if it weren't Inktober, I would probably take this with me. In fact, I could probably put my Inktober sketchbooks in here instead of this one, and then we'd have something going there. I actually only have this sketchbook for Inktober, so maybe I will. I'm leaving for a trip tomorrow, and I wouldn't even have to change anything. That could just go in there. But what I would like to bring in addition would be my pencil, which could go here maybe if it'll still shut. An eraser, probably won't shut. And then the clip, I could clip it together. So what's holding that? Okay, so the pencil is kind of holding it from shutting. So let's put the pencil on the outside where the eraser is, like that. Let's see if it shuts. So that was my one concern or comment when I reviewed this, was that the band needed to be a little farther out on the edge for this to be really effective. But what I can do, which I mentioned already, is just put this clip there, and then we're ready to go. Cool. Maybe I will bring this in case I want to use some watercolors as well. I'll have the little color sheets in there. Now for the list of ones that aren't favorites, but that I'm kind of fascinated by, and I definitely want to play with some more. This one, which surprised me when I was going through the pile of mini sketchbooks, I'm like, really? This one? Why? I don't know. I think because it's thicker, the cover is just this soft feeling. I'm trying to think of what I could tell you it's like. I don't know, it's just delightful. And the paper is heavier than copy paper, but still probably just best for pencils. And I really like it, so I'm kind of fascinated by it. And then this one, I couldn't put in my favorites, even though it's 100% cotton, because it's been too long since I've used it with watercolor, and I haven't used it with like big washes of watercolor since 2019. So I want to use it more, I want to use it up, and then once I start using it a lot more, I'll be able to tell you if it's any good, because it is available now, and it'll be linked. All of these are linked in the description box below if you're interested in checking any of them out. And this one here, I'm just fascinated by it because it's my first watercolor sketchbook ever, and would I ever re-buy a Moleskine watercolor sketchbook? No. I don't think the paper is very good for actually doing watercolor, but it's the one I want to use up and finish up some dot card paintings in it before I move my dot card paintings to a different sketchbook. And this one here I'm fascinated by. This is that brand new one I just reviewed in the video. I can link there, and I'll put it in the description box as well. 100% cotton, really unique paper. It's cream colored and fabric-y feeling. Masking fluid did not work on it. Tape did not work on it, but I love the way the paint looks on it. However, after all of your comments in that video, those of you that have had this sketchbook and have used it made me curious because a lot of people didn't like it. So I'm just gonna keep using it, and I'm fascinated by it. It has the same level of fascination for me right now as the Alkali sketchbooks I showed you in the very beginning. Next, I don't know why this made the list, but it did, because I really don't like this paper that much. It just, for 100% cotton paper, it just doesn't act that friendly. But I just love it. I love the size, and I love the thought, and it's soft cover, and it can just slip in anything. Like if you had a very large back pocket on your jeans, it could slip in your pocket. Not that I would do that, but it's kind of fun to think of. So yeah, I'm kind of fascinated by this, and I want to use it. And like I mentioned in that video, I think I might try and use it with my little gouache kit right here. So I might take this little gouache kit and this together. Guess I would need a paintbrush and a rag, and this might make a really fun combination. So yeah, that one made the list for some reason. Surprised me. And then the last of the ones that fascinated me are this Pentalic Aqua Journal. I love the size, and I've painted on it a couple of times, and even though it's cellulose paper, it's kind of fun how the paint acts on it. But again, I have only painted these 3 pages. So that page, that page, and that page. So nothing serious. These are all more loose, kind of abstract style watercolors. So I don't know how it's going to be, but I'm really curious to find out. So this made the I'm fascinated by list. 2 that I'm going to bring to class and see if any of my students want are these 2. So I have another tone gray already. This one is completely unused, and I don't need 2 because I can't even see myself using 1 in a very timely manner. Same with the Arteza. The paper just looks really strange. I'm gonna keep the one my grandma painted in just so I'll have some of this paper to experiment with and try with various mediums. Let you know which medium works best on it, but the other one, this one, I will let go because it's brand new. Well, there's my favorites, the ones I'm fascinated by, and the 2 that I'm letting go of. I couldn't part with any more than those 2 because I really like the rest of the ones that I have. I mean, there's a couple of my old ones that are really crappy paper that if they weren't used up partly, then I probably would let them go, but they're my history, my story, if you will, artistically. So I'm going to keep them and finish them up, and it'll be a fun progression. So for those of you that spent the 30 minutes watching that video that I put up last of all my sketchbooks, did you find any in that video that you were fascinated by? Which do you think would have been your favorites? I'm dying to know because I love everything sketchbooks. It's probably why I have so many, plus the other reasons I talked about in that video, but I just love them. All right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'm really looking forward to my weekend. I'm going to play in the desert. Maybe I'll paint something. Hopefully I'll catch up on my Inktober because I'm already 1 or 2 days behind. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Hello, my art-loving friends. I just need to tell you something. That was not well thought out. Never have time to paint any more of my trips, but gouache pen is heavy. What was I gonna say? Are you enjoying yourself, cat? Chica chica. Yoo-hoo. Hi.